Okay, hi there, it's Pak here, and I'm going to just do a quick video about meta prompting and also how equivalent it is across the major four generative AI models that you might see today. And so I'm going to use meta prompting in Anthropic's Claude, in OpenAI's GPT, in Mistral's Large 2, as well as Gemini, to show you the results and actually how similar they are. Each time that I create a system prompt for the vast majority of industries plus roles, the agent, the initial interaction with the agent is very, very tuned, right, to that actual role and industry. The huge advantage of doing this compared to, say, using like a consumer product like ChatGPT or Microsoft's Copilot or even Google's Gemini is that if you interact with the models, with the system prompt or system instructions in this way, you get a much more precise control over the way that the model will interact with your data and with you. So the first thing I'm going to do is create the initial meta prompt. In this case here, it's going to be for an online sales customer support agent. And so here we're generating a system prompt in Gemini 1.5. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that. And let's start with Anthropic. So inside, this is Anthropic's workbench. I'm going to copy in the system prompt, and then I'm going to put in a user prompt, and let's see how this works. And you can see here it immediately responds like a customer support officer. I'm going to then put in a follow-up prompt. In this case here, I'd like to return the TV, and let's see how it does. Perfect. Looks pretty good. Okay, moving over to OpenAI, I'm going to copy in exactly the same system instructions into GPT-4o, and I'm going to put in a welcome prompt. Hi there. Okay, slightly shorter on the response from OpenAI, but it's still consistent, that's good. And the follow-up for the second prompt from the user looks good as well. Moving over to Mistral. So this is Mistral's platform. I've already copied in the system prompt, said hello with a little spelling mistake, but it still works fine. And over here we can see it looks fine as well for the follow-up prompt. Finally, we've got Gemini 1.5 in AI Studio. Okay, so I've put in hi there, and now I can see the response back. It's actually even given itself a name, Wally, fine. And let's ask it about trying to return a TV as well. And we've got a good follow-up response as well. And this is this is the Gemini 1.5 Pro. Okay, so that looks good for the retail case. Now let's try something else. Let's create a new system prompt, maybe for a different domain. Let's try, what am I going to try? Let's try software engineer. Okay, for building front ends, or actually full stack applications. And let's generate that prompt. So we can see here we're using meta prompting to generate that system instruction or system prompt. Very good. Just quickly review it. That looks very good. I'm going to copy it. So let's just go ahead and create a new prompt in Anthropic. Okay, let's paste in the system prompt. And let's interact with it. So I've, in the system prompt, said I work for Meta. So in this case here, I'm going to talk a little bit about React. So let's see how it does. So need code to build a new React app that will host a YouTube video and support a comments system. Let's see how it does. Okay. Wow. Okay, so Anthropic Claude is already straight into giving us code. Looks like it's giving us good React code here. That looks pretty good. Excellent. Okay, let's create a new prompt and let's copy in that new system prompt for software engineer, and let's ask it the same question. Okay, let's ask it that question. Need code to build a new React app to host a YouTube video and a comment system. and run. Okay, so here we see in OpenAI's playground, it's not interpreting the markdown boundaries, so it doesn't look as good, but I think the content's still just as good. Okay, let's go over to Mistral. I'm going to create a new agent. I'm going to copy in, paste in that system prompt, and I'm going to ask it the same question. Okay, here it goes. Mistral's front end is able to interpret those markdown boundaries. So let's have a look at it. That's looking pretty good. It's got the comment code as well as the application code and some styling with some CSS. That's not bad. Not bad for a first response. It's also giving how to run the application. Slightly different. Some of the other ones didn't do that. Okay, and let's go over here to Google AI Studio. Let's paste in that prompt and let's ask Google AI Studio and Gemini 1.5 Pro the same question. Okay, what do we get here? Okay, creating the React app, the structure of the application and the components. Okay, this is looking pretty good as well. Okay, it's got some follow-up key points there in the explanation, which I don't mind either. That's quite different. Okay, so now we're going to build our third agent, and I think, there's a lot of talk about having agents that can code, but I actually think with system prompting you can handle almost any problem now. So let's talk maybe about a business analyst in a financial services firm that can understand financial information and maybe make some recommendations. So let's have a look at this. Okay, and now I've got the system prompt. I'm going to need some financial information I can get that agent to analyze. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to look around on the, I'm going to paste in the prompt into the system prompt area. Okay, now I'm going to need to find an image with some financial information. So let's go and find some public financial information. I'm just going to go to Google and do an image search for some financial information. And let's look for some financial data for a startup. Okay, let's have a look around here. Okay, this slide here looks pretty good. What have we got in here? We've got income, expenses, profit margin. That looks pretty good. I mean, it's completely synthetic and probably too small of a business for the prompt that I created for a business analyst working at Blackstone. But hey, let's just see and test that capability that the models have when they use that system prompt. I'm going to upload the image into Anthropic's workbench. Okay, and I am going to ask it to analyze that image and to tell me what you think. So let's have a look. Okay, so here we're seeing that Anthropic is analyzing the image, is pulling out key data, and then basically commenting on that key data. That's pretty good. Okay, so over here in OpenAI, I'm going to now copy in that system prompt. Okay, I'm going to take that same image that I had, and I'm going to paste it in. And I'm going to ask it again, a similar question about what do you think about the financials of this business. Okay, let's see what it does. Okay, so very similar to Anthropic, the last case, we're seeing that OpenAI is pulling out all the key data from that image and then making some recommendations on that. Okay, over to Mistral. So now Mistral, I cannot upload, I'm going to copy in, for Mistral, I'm going to copy and paste in that system prompt. Now I cannot upload an image into Mistral, so I need to basically extract the key information out of that image first in order to use it, at least on their platform UI. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go into Google AI Studio and I'm just going to get it to extract the information out of that image, just so that I can run this demo on Mistral. So I'm just going to take the image, I'm going to get Gemini to analyze the image and upload all the key information, extract all the key information as JSON. So let's do that. Okay. Okay. And here are all the key data points from that image. And we're just going to go over into Mistral now, and let's give the model that information as well as the same question. So I'm just going to give it all those data points as JSON and then ask it. Okay, and you can see here a very similar response to Anthropic and OpenAI. It takes all the figures, it's commenting on them, and then finally some analysis and insights. Again, from the system prompt, giving it that posture as a business analyst. A lot more recommendations here from Mistral though, which I like. It's like a lot more detailed there on the final analysis. That's very good. Okay, let's go over here to Google AI Studio. We're pasting in the system prompt. We're going to give into the context that image, and then we're going to ask the analyst for some comments on that image. Okay, so we're seeing here that Gemini is pulling out all of the key data from that image again, and then giving some recommendations at the end. Okay, perfect. That seems to work perfectly fine. So let's maybe go back over the entire, what you just saw there in that video, so that you can understand what I did. I used meta prompting to create the system prompt or system instructions, which are then put into each of the big 4 workbenches or playgrounds to actually create an agent very quickly, right? It worked really well on Anthropic Claude, or on OpenAI's GPT, or in Mistral's Large, or in Google AI Studio with Gemini. And so what this process can let you do is very quickly evaluate how well each of those models can help your individual use case. And I used 3 very different use cases, one from customer service, one from coding, a technical one, and a third one from business analysis as well. So a very functional financial one. And you can see that each one of these models have got incredibly wide range of training data, which makes them very applicable, right, to a wide range of business scenarios. And this is exactly how what I've seen. Okay, so that's an overview of how to do system prompting and system instructions across the 4 big players, right, in the generative AI space today. Hope you like that video. If you like it, give me a thumbs up, or please feel free to leave some comments inside the YouTube video below. Thanks a lot.